I am working on progress reports. So although my district doesn't have report cards and we don't have like progress reports, my partner teacher and I decided that we want to send something out at the end of every month to inform parents of what it is that their child is working on. Now, it does take a ton of work because our kids are all on different levels. So we're making it very specific to what the kid is working on. And my battery's about to die. I feel like it's well worth it because it almost helps me really think about where each of the kids are and what is it that they are specifically needing, and then it also really informs the parent. I feel like when you move from that transition of elementary school to intermediate school, it is such a huge jump and it's such a big change for parents because there's a little bit more of that independent, you know, they're not constantly sending in home information. We're not constantly, because we just don't have all of the things that elementary school has. So there's a huge difference, a huge jump from that. And I feel like the parents appreciate this. I'm hoping that they appreciate it. But we send it to them and then they have to sign it and send it back to us, and then we send them a copy. And then we just keep it in their files so that we can reference back to it. So that's what I'm currently working on because we need to send those out today and I have to finish up a few of them. I am going to talk to you guys a little bit about Responsive Classroom and just some really great things that I kind of took away from yesterday, because I was like, oh, I thought I was doing such a great job, and then it just kind of reflects back on me as a teacher, and I don't know, it just was really great. It was some really great takeaways. So I'm going to kind of pull bits and pieces that I want to talk to you about. It is a phenomenal program, and if you have not already checked out like Responsive Classroom or looked into like their website, I encourage you to go and do that, because some of the things that I'm getting from this training is phenomenal. So yes, I'm going to continue working on this for a little bit. Hopefully during my break I will talk to you guys a little bit more about Responsive Classroom and just some of the things that I've taken away from it, and more specifically to behaviors and how to deal with certain behaviors and just some steps that you can help you handle behaviors. I am having to kind of step back and think about how is it that I'm going to approach the situation that I am in at the moment. I don't think I know for a fact that when they come in, I am not going to engage with them immediately. And here's why. Because one, I'm upset. Two, it's only going to make situation worse. So I'm gonna let them come in, I'm gonna let them kind of do their things, and one by one throughout the day I'm going to pull them off to the side and sit down with them and talk with them. So I'm trying to be very strategic in how I'm going to approach this, because it wasn't the entire class. So there's no reason for me to try to get onto the entire class. There's no reason why. It was a few of them, a handful of them that I need to talk to. I will talk to the entire class of just, we're gonna go over expectations of what is expected for a substitute, even though when we sat down on Wednesday, I talked to them about having a guest teacher in the classroom and what is it like to have a guest teacher and what are we supposed to be doing when we have this guest teacher. And I even told them who the guest teacher was, and they've seen him many times. So I don't know. I'm going to be very strategic with how I plan this and how I confront it and how I handle some of the situations that have occurred. So let's hope it works. I am gonna get started on all of my other stuff because I now need to get that done. So today was Super Bowl day. So soup, get it, soup, like soup. So the kids were able to bring in like soup, and they were to wear their jersey. Well, I don't have a jersey, but we're Eagle. So I'm very excited that I got to wear my jeans and my t-shirt. So Auburn, have you on there because my sister goes to Auburn actually currently right now. So War Eagle to all of you who go to Auburn, and Roll Tide for all of you who go to Alabama. Like, I love both of you. So alright, I am going to get some work done, because if not, I'm never gonna finish. Bye. Okay, so it is now my last break for the day. It is a very busy, very stressful day. One, because I've been out for 2 days this week. and being out for 2 days in 1 week, like, I just don't have everything done that I need to get done. So that's very stressful. I am finishing up with a few book clubs that I needed to meet with. So again, that's just another thing that adds on to the stress. So yes, it's just a very, very busy, very stressful kind of day. But I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the things that I have been taking away from my learnings that I've been going through. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about was the power of the way that you speak with students. I'm learning that it is very important and very fragile, I guess is the word that I want to say at the same time, because the things that we can say can really, really hurt. I mean, I feel like I'm being cheesy when I say that, like, feelings hurt or words hurt your feelings. Well, they do hurt, like, words do hurt. But something that kind of came out at me during this entire thing was when they said you don't want to attach feelings to anything. You don't want to say, oh, I love how so-and-so is doing this. Oh, I really like how this person is doing this, because you're attaching it to how you feel, and they are wanting, it's almost like they're wanting to please you. And let me be honest, like, kindergarten, like in elementary, I felt like they always wanted to please me. This grade, they could care less whether they please me or not. Like, let me tell you, like, some of them just don't care. Some of them still do, but the majority of them just don't care whether or not they please me. And that's totally fine. Upper grades, I mean, they're not going to care whether they please you or not. You know what I mean? So what you're wanting to do is attach everything to a very concrete idea. So if you're looking at somebody's drawing, you would say, I noticed that you are using very bright, vivid colors in your illustration. Why are you choosing to use some of those colors? Or I noticed that you're doing this. So I've been working a lot with I notice and I see. I see that you are in a straight line. You know, so-and-so, thank you so much. I see that you have your eyes forward and you're ready to go. I'm noticing that you have your materials out and you are working. But you're attaching it to a very concrete something that they are actually doing, instead of giving just a general, like, oh, I see that you're doing a great job. Well, what am I doing a great job at? You have to be very concrete with what it is that they are doing, because then it starts to build some of that intrinsic motivation. So that is what I've been working on now. And it's funny because when I would always say, you know, I love how I see this person is doing this, and they would always like fix themselves. Well, when I say I notice, they do the exact same thing. So it works. It really does. And it's interesting. So that was one thing. And then just kind of using some type of open-ended follow-up with it. So saying, I noticed that you are taking notes on your independent reading book. Can you tell me what is something that stood out to you in your book? Getting them to kind of answer back with whatever it is that you're focusing on and praising them for. Same when it comes to things that you want to remind students about, because all the time, you know, typically we're just like, do this, do this, do this. Well, the idea here is that you are teaching them what it is that they need to do. You're reinforcing it by giving them some type of reassurance that yes, you are doing this correctly. Like, I'm noticing, I'm seeing this. Then comes the reminding stage, and then that reminding stage is more of the so I already taught you what it is that I need you to do correctly. Now I'm going to be reminding you before we actually go and do it. So before I take them to morning meeting, and I was very, very excited that I've already do this. Like, I'm already doing this portion of it. I just attach my feelings to everything, and I'm very general a lot of the times. So that is something that I'm specifically going to be working on. But then the next thing was that they want you to remind kids, and I do this part already. So when we go to morning meeting, I always say, who would like to tell me the expectations of how we are supposed to look in the hallway? Who would like to remind us of what it is that we do as soon as we walk into the room? And then have the kids come up and then like tell everybody what it is that they're supposed to be doing. And then as they're going through, you're giving them that reinforcement. I almost think of like the reinforcement and the reminding as go hand in hand, because once you remind them of something after you've already done it and talked about it and practiced it, you know, you remind them, but then you also want to reinforce it. I feel like that reinforcing piece is like constant, like you're constantly reinforcing it. So then you, as they're coming in, I say, I noticed that I noticed that there are a few that are already sat down. I noticed that you are I noticed that you are quiet. I noticed that some of you are waiting for directions, that type of thing. So you're constantly reinforcing some of those things. And then comes the parts where you feel like behaviors are about to escalate and get to the point where, oh my goodness, something really, really bad is about to happen. That's the point where you just redirect, and you're very strict, stern, to the point. Don't try to give too many directions. You get to it. You say, stop now, or read now, or so-and-so, open your book, do this. You're very, very like blank to the point. So you have 3 different stages. You have the reinforcing, that's basically you telling them what it is that they're doing correct. You're reminding them using concrete things, and you're not attaching any of your feelings to it. Then you have the reminding stage. This is where before anything actually happens, you're wanting to remind students of what it is that you're expecting. And then at that point, once you start seeing behaviors that are escalating, before they get to the oh my goodness part, then you say, you redirect. So-and-so stop now, or so-and-so do this now. But you're very strict, stern, to the point, and you're done. And I've been really, really focused on that today, and I've been very happy with the way things have been going today. Yes, they are all probably all on their very, very best behavior, because we did get a really bad report from our sub. But I have been very, very impressed with how they are working and how they're responding to some of the things that I am saying. The book that goes with it is called The Power of Our Words, and it just talks about the types of words that you should be using with students, and some of the things that you're wanting to stay away from. So removing a lot of that feeling is going to be something that's very difficult for me, because I always attach it to my feelings. I just have to learn not to do that anymore, and just do more of that I notice and I see, instead of I love or I like. So I challenge all of you to try to do that next week, or this coming up week, whenever you guys are seeing this. I don't think I'll post this until Sunday, but I challenge all of you to really go out and remove your feelings from it, and be very precise with what it is that you're saying with your students. Be very concrete. Attach it to a concrete behavior or something that they're actually doing. And then try to open it up with more of an open-ended question afterwards, and say just, well, why are you doing this? Or how is this helping our classmates continue to do this? Or how is this allowing us to continue on with our learning? And get them talking a little bit more about some of those behaviors. So really focusing on that, and then making sure that before you're starting anything, give them a lot of those remindings, and then go back with that reinforcing language of I notice and I see. And have the students tell it is. You know, you don't have to always be the person that says, I need you to do this, 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 this. You need to give the ownership back onto them, because they are the ones that are needing to learn some of these skills. If you're constantly telling them, then they're never going to get it. They're never going to learn. They're never going to try to, you know, build up some of those like problem solving skills. You have to step away and give them the opportunity to start talking and thinking about what it is that's expected of them. So going in, having them tell you what it is that they need to be doing, and then whenever those behaviors get to that point where it's awful, then you just need to give them that no more, I'm not playing with you, stop it now, do this now type deal. All right, well, I hope that information was beneficial to you, and I hope you take away a little bit from it. I am finally going to get my little hiney back in the gear. Feeling some stress right now. Like, I'm feeling very overwhelmed and feeling very, very stressed, and I think it's just because I have a lot on my plate at the moment, and with being 2 days off, like, you're gonna have a lot on your plate. So it's okay. I'm getting in the zone. Let's get things done. I'm wearing jeans. Can't get much better than that, right? Okay, gotta go. All right, y'all, I am flat out so exhausted. Like, my voice is starting to give up on me. I am done. Like, stick a fork in me. I am done. I don't typically do this. Like, I had to take out my devotional today to, like, literally have a little bit of Jesus time because I needed it today. But it's fine. It's fine. Actually, behavior wise, they were actually pretty good. Some of them still did not get their work done, which is something that I'm kind of struggling with at the moment, is with them actually having that accountability piece and getting some of their stuff done. So I figured out a couple of things. So I am now gonna have them, I think I said this and I don't remember if I did or not, but in our like Schoology site that we have, we can have kids have like discussions. So I'm gonna have a discussion board for their status of reading. They're gonna give me a very short summary after they read every day and put that into Schoology. Their word study, they're gonna turn that in, and I'm just gonna have a and I use these. Guys, if you don't already use these in your classrooms, you definitely need to use them because they're phenomenal. Hold on. Like, it looks kind of like this. So it just has my name up at the top, then it has all the kids' names, it has two little blocks here and then a notes there. What that actually allows me to do is be able to just paper clip everything and just kind of have like a running checklist of all the kids and what they've turned in. So I'm gonna do that for word study. It's just gonna be something that I do really quick in the mornings, just go through, do like a check, make sure they have that finished, and that's gonna be done. So that's word study and that's reading. The only other piece that I have is writing that I cannot keep track of because everybody's doing it in so many different ways that it's really hard, and everyone is on so many different processes that it's a little bit more difficult. I'm gonna have to just stick to conferencing for that. So, and lately my conferences have been taking me forever, which they should really only take you about three to four, maybe 5 at the very most minutes. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do for that part, but that will take care of some of that accountability piece and making sure that they are getting some things done. If they're not going to get it done, they're going to do it during recess. If they're not going to do it during recess, after a while we can take, we can start sending things home. If they don't do it for home, they don't get it done for recess, then that means my principal said that we can start pulling some of our specials if need be, like depending on like the child and things like that. So they have to have that accountability piece. They have to understand that they have to get their work done. Some kids don't have the workload that they have because they're getting pulled for other things, and that is understandable. But for those kids who have all day to be able to get certain things done, there is no reason why we are not getting some of these things done. So we'll see what happens there for that part of it. But I'm exhausted. My room is semi-decent. I told my partner teacher, I was like, I cannot leave with my room a hot mess, because every time I leave with my room a hot mess, I come back on Monday, and then on Monday I'm so stressed out about my classroom and it just being very chaotic. I have to take home a bunch of stuff, which I really don't want to do, but I really need to do it because if not, then I'm going to be stressed out on Monday, and I really don't want to be stressed out on Monday. So that's just going to have to be how it goes. Ugh. I hate it when it leaves like marks. You see my marks? Ugh, drives me crazy. Yeah, I guess maybe I'll talk to you guys later. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and try to end the vlog in case I don't talk to you guys later. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below letting me know about what you thought about the 3 ways to like talk with kids, how you interact with them with as far as like your words go. And let me know which one are you going to actually try to use in the classroom, which one of those 3. So you had the reinforcing, where you're telling them what concrete thing that they are doing, not attaching it to any feelings, and then leaving it with an open-ended question. Not all the times, but some of the times. It depends on how appropriate it is. 2 is that reminding words, and then the last one was the redirecting. So, but not redirecting to where like you spend 5 or 6 minutes giving them a lecture. Not that type of redirecting. I mean, like, redirecting is you say it short, sweet, to the point, and be done. So leave me a comment down below. Let me know which one of those that you're going to try to use in your own classroom. I am definitely trying to do some of that reinforcing vocabulary and words in my room at the moment. So leave me a comment, let me know. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this vlog, if you got a little bit of something out of it. I hope that you guys have a really good week, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye.